okay? That was supposed to be due last week, extended it to today. So how about one representative from each row come and place it into the homework basket? Thank you, Daquan. All right, so your bell ringer for today is to name the male and female part of the flower. Just the whole name of the flower, not all the components that make it up. So I'm looking for two separate things, and in your bell ringer sheet, make sure you put male is this and the female is that. Give everybody a couple more seconds, and then we'll get our answer.
Ronald in Texas.
Yes, it is. Does anyone need more time in the bell ringer?
Sure.
All the way across.
Ashley, James, you finished? Everyone's done? Okay, a few more seconds. Remember, no school yesterday, so you should be writing in the Tuesday spot, the date 21st. Always some people who forget. All right, that should be enough time. So why don't we get some extra points today? Please quietly switch papers with someone near you. Quietly now. Okay, does everyone have a new paper? Max and Daquan. Does everyone have a new paper? Okay, who has the answer for me? How about just the male? Michelle?
Statement.
The stamen, good. And I told you the ending of stamen, like men, is male. How about the female part? Evan?
Pistol.
The pistil. Can anyone tell me a different word for the pistil? Yes, Josh? The carpel, good. So we have pistil, aka carpel. Fantastic. All right, return your papers. If they got it, if they got both, it's a +2. If they got one, it's a +1. If they didn't get any, just put 0. Now, remember I told you I got these last week? So they kind of wilted a little bit, but no, they're not dead. They are still fairly functional. And we can still dissect and look at the parts of it. So I have these sort of gladiolas and I have tulips. So you can take a look at both. All right, let's start with a little bit of review. So this is kind of like what we're going to be doing in our lab today. Daquan, would you mind hitting one of the lights, please? Get a better contrast. So this is what you're going to be doing. Now they won't look exactly like this because this is a different flower. I believe this is from a lily. But essentially the same part. So you have your male part, which consists of your filament and your anther. What does the anther have on or in it? Yes, Lauren? The pollen, good. And that's the male reproductive part. And then you have your female part of the flower. So down here you have your ovary and inside is your ovules. Then you have the style, which connects these two parts. Then you have your stigma. What's at the top of the stigma's texture? Like, what do we call it? Something stigma. Ashley? Sticky. And you want to know why it's sticky? Yes, Sarah? So that the pollen sticks to it. Okay? Good. All right, so this is what we're going to be doing. We just did our do now. We're going to review some more, then we're going to do our flower dissection lab. So we did this already, so you're gonna help me erase some of these pieces. Let's start at the bottom. Okay? Who can tell me what these green outer coverings are? So when the flower bud is closed, the green part is closing it. Josh?
People, and I have a question.
Yes.
Is this actually gonna work this time?
The erasing?
Okay,
It
yeah.
should, hopefully, right? All right, how about the purple colorful part, Ashley? The petals? See? There we go. Okay. The box is not in the right place. All right, this part. Remember, Eden? Ovary? You're right, this would be the ovary, but inside is pointing to the ovule. Then this part, I believe Robert got it last time. The nectary, or it starts with an R. Receptacle, hopefully. Somewhere here. All right, that one's not working. Receptacle.
What if it's on the other side?
It could be. I'm just trying to get to the most important parts here. All right, so these three are representing male or female? Everyone.
Female.
Female. All right, so what's the whole thing called? Pistil or carpel. Good. Pistil. What's the top called? Everyone? Stigma. Sticky stigma. In between this long stalk, the style, and then the outer part that Aiden answered before, the ovary. All right, and then this would be the male side. So the whole male is called stamen, good. And then it consists of the top part and then this longer thin stalk. So the thin stalk is called the filament, and the top, the anther. Perfect. All right, so we just filled this out. All right, let's review parts of the flower. So where should, now this is supposed to be petal, I did not create this one, but where does the petiole go?
Oh, dear.
All right, so it's pointing to the outer part here. How about this? Big one? What color would they be? Green, good. This would be this one. Bless you. And then we have the female part. So this is, we'll label it. How about that? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Kyle? 1. Sticky stigma. Style. Lauren? So 1, 2, 3, or 4? 2. Yes. Could be. Aiden? 3. We caught the pattern, and then the ovule will be inside it. Who remembers what the ovule turns into? That would be something else. The ovary, very good. What does the ovule turn into though? The seeds, good. So this becomes the seeds and the outer part becomes the ovary. And when I told you guys we all have eaten ovaries before, it just means we've eaten ovaries of plants, okay? And then this is the same one but adding our male and female, so we won't do that. All right, how about we do some popcorning? So match these parts. The description with the word. And I'm going to scroll down to the bottom as we can. Now, our ladybug here from our document camera is covering it, but this says petal. Who'd like to do the first one? All right, Ashley? What does it say? Petal? So it was supposed to say petiole. All right, so petal attracts pollinators. We agree? Yes. All right, who's going next? Popcorn. Carpel, female part of the flower. Sounds good so far. Who's next? male part of the flower is a stamen.
Yeah. Nick.
Okay, who's next? Mhm. Next, popcorn.
Big one.
Okay, might. Well, let's continue, we'll do our check later. All right, Daquan, who's next? And last one, Aiden, and you can change anything you like.
I wanna change that one.
Okay, try it out. We're gonna do our check right now. All right, so it looks like some of them are in the right place and some of them might not be. All right, so we switch these two around. The petiole will be the stalk that attaches the flower to the stem. And then the ovule produces the female gametophytes, which are your eggs. All right, very good. All right, so now I'm gonna hand out the lab packet. When you get it, don't forget to put your name on it. Oops, that did not staple correctly. I'll get you a stapler for that. Make sure you have 2 pages and fill out your heading. Our wonderful copy machine sometimes has trouble stapling things appropriately. Welcome. And just take this one. Staple this. Okay, so please fill out your heading. All right, everyone got one? Okay, so 3 paragraphs here. Why don't I get 3 volunteers to help us introduce? What's our background information here? All right, Nick?
Flower consists of certain adaptations that help ensure successful blooming. For example, flowers often have bright colors, attractive shapes, and which traits help the habitat attract insects and other animals that will carry pollen grains from flower flowers. Pollination also occurs by humans other than animals during pollen. For some flowering plants, the only way to work along pollen.
Okay, so plants are brightly colored, they have a pleasant aroma and different shapes, pretty shapes, to attract our pollinators. There are different kinds of pollinators. All right, next paragraph. Daquan.
Produce flowers are
Angiosperms.
The flower produces the seeds, each of which contains a nutrient and oil. The parts of the flower are usually found in or leaves. Petals are one of the few sets of flowers. They attract pollinators. Sepals lie outside the petals. They protect the
very good. And who can read our last paragraph? Ashley? Alright, fantastic. So go ahead and take a look at that little diagram of the flower, study it. Take a look at your materials for which I have for you. We have glue, 2 different types, the liquid kind and the stick kind. We have magnifying lenses and we have forceps. And all forceps are just tweezers. Okay, so you can pick off the parts a little bit more easily. So let's pick a flower. Let's take one of the tulip and one of the gladiolas here. And let's take a look at it under the document camera. It was where it did before. There we go. And it's live. Good. Okay, so we have our 2 parts of our flower there. Get our forceps. And let's take a look at it. So, does this particular flower have sepals? From what you see? It doesn't have sepals on it, or else it would be like the green outer part. Okay, so we don't see the sepals here, but we definitely do have our petals. And if you peel back the petals, he loves me not. Let me get down to the real reproductive parts. All right, so who thinks they know what this is? This part right here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Aiden? This would be the stamen. Very good. So it consists of our filament and then our anther up top. And you can even see up close, where you can tap it on your paper, that it has yellow powder. And that powder is your pollen. Okay? So rub it all over your paper. So then, what would this entire thing be called? Michelle?
Pistil.
This is your pistil, or your carpel. So this is your stigma, and this stigma has 3 prongs on it. And it might not feel sticky to you, but it would attract or attach to the pollen, or the pollen would attach to it rather. Whereas in this flower, your stigma will look very different. So these are your stamen. This is your filament that I'm holding on to, that I'm latching onto right now. And this is at the top, your pollen. Then your stigma looks very different. It kind of blends in with the rest because it's not the same color as the filament, but it's not. So this right here would be your stigma. And it has 3 prongs also. So it looks very different. Okay? And then you're not going to be able to see the ovary until you really dissect the flower and get down into this part that's covered by your sepal here. Okay, so you'd have to break open into it and get to the bottom to really see the ovary.
Surgery.
Okay? It is like surgery. I don't get to be surgical for a day.
There's no
Yeah, they're suffering.
Dying.
They really are.
Who killed it?
All right, so once you open it,
No, she's still killing.
you're going to be able to see our ovules in here. And your other flower's going to look slightly different. Okay? So, you'll see your set of procedures, 1 through 5. So you and your partner are going to read each procedure before you get to it and answer the questions as you go so that you don't forget. And then it tells you to attach. So on page 2, you'll see a diagram or a chart like this, and that's where the glue comes into play. You are literally going to attach whatever piece you are dissecting into the correct spot and then label or describe its function. If it doesn't have one, then you're going to put the one that it does have. Okay? Any questions? All right, so why don't you get with your lab partner and go to a lab table, and I will distribute your materials.
But you want.
Go ahead to your lab table. Who are you working with then? Are you working together? Abraham? So you can join, there you go. All right, I'm going to call one representative from each group to come and collect the materials. So, table 6, come on up. You're going to collect a flower, a magnifying glass, and glue, and forceps.
Alright, what group are you in, Evan? Go ahead, grab one of them.
All right, table number 4. So Robert and your group. We're going to start with the white glass. Then if we have time, you can look at the tulips. Yes, one of each thing. So forceps, glue, magnifying glass. All right, Lauren and your group. Lena, Michelle, just one person, come on up. Now, Ashley and Sarah. Just one of you. Abraham and Nicholas, one of you, and Josh or Aiden come up. Just take these flowers for now and we'll have time to look at these things. Magnifying glass, forceps. Remember, you and your partner must read the directions carefully and the procedure as you go. I will come around to assist. Some of the flowers have sepals, some don't. It's like the green outer part. That's another bud, yes. So, hold on. Their sepal is this. Is anyone having difficulty locating their sepal? Green outer part.
The number of sepals.
You can put 2 because.
You can take the sepals off of the buds if they have it. So some of you might have a bud and the sepals are on there. Otherwise, they might have fell off the mature flower. That would be the leaf. You got that from over here.
Oh, darn.
There's like a lot of one of your buds.
Wait, guys, wait.
bears. Their sepals on one of their baby buds. You have a baby bud in the flower.
Okay, they're identified.
We can't find a sepal like this.
This is the bud of the new flower, baby flower, and the green things outside of it.
Very good, Lauren.
So they
There.
do I have to glue it?
Does this count as a sepal or
If you have a baby
Yes.
bud,
I want to have a nice part. This one.
Alright, I'm gonna do the next section. Identify the petals.
There's 3 sepals.
Where's the number of?
are you following the procedure?
We've got 5 in ours. It's a flower part that elevates the anther.
Alright, you haven't filled anything out for this. Locate the outermost, these are sepals, remove them. Record the number and describe the function in your data table. So we're going to go to our data table on page 2. Record the number of sepals, attach one here, and describe its function.
Number of them. Remember, I was saving these for you for next year. For your lab.
So identify the petals.
It says it's easy to squeeze, but this is not easy. Open it. Okay. It's not coming out.
Careful. You want to get a new one?
I got the gel.
It says attach one.
The 6 might be better, actually, Joshua. There we go.
No, it's a gel, but it is glue. It's jelly glue. Oh, there. Oh,
You can use either one you like.
no. Yeah. Next.
Make sure you're following your procedures. Don't just get caught up in the fun of the exercise.
Identify the petals. Yeah.
You all just got pollen all over you. The text just there.
Hey, Mrs. Hanson, who's taking up the petals?
I would say that it'll still live, it'll survive. The number and the count that you do is just for the flower, not from the other ones. Sure. And now, when you put that on your paper, the rest of you can just draw. Quick question, how many pistils or carpels are in one flower? One. So when you're attaching it to your lab packet, only one of you can do that. The other one in your group or your partner will just have to draw it. Draw what it looks like.
Wait, I actually see.
I'm not gonna keep that.
They do. Their
Well,
petals
it's
is for
allowed.
pollination to try to pollinators that get
The
the seed protect the flower, the outer cover. It's in bold on the front of your sheet.